That's basic hygienic needs, and that's just respect for anybody that's here.
I'm 21 years old, and I don't do that. It's not that I don't respect Brandy. I just typically don't do
Honey,
that.
I think it's open.
And I told you that the common area needs to stay clean.
Unbelievable.
Hi.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Unbelievable is right.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. I've heard enough. It's ridiculous.
You should go look in the kitchen.
Oh, mommy. I don't want to get. You know what?
But she's 20.
Don't even. I don't want to hear about it.
Can I just say that your daughter and my daughter are adults, and that they should be able to have a conversation between the two of them as roommates.
And they had.
They should be able to, but she's been here mouthing off the whole time.
Which is nothing of her concern, which is always a
Brandy tried to
classic.
talk to Clarice this morning, and her friends
No,
came
she
out.
didn't.
And
She
she
does not
she
have
blasted
any Christmas
communication
music when we were
skills. Yeah.
sleeping.
Stop.
That is so rude.
Your
by the
daughter
way.
and my daughter have very incompatible lifestyles.
This is
Okay.
very correct.
And that's a given.
But that doesn't mean that she's right and everything Clarice
Guess
does
what?
is...
Brandy didn't tell me that she was coming home this morning.
It
That is
doesn't
why I
matter.
had a part. It does matter.
No, it does
does
not.
matter to me. Yes. it
To you,
does,
because that way you
I
got to
would
cover
agree.
your own ass.
No, because then that's
That's
how
it.
things can function.
You should go in that room right now.
No,
No.
I am not like a slave. Like, I'm a person.
If you were, you'd be in that room or you'd be dead.
Yeah.
It's none of your concern.
But she's not.
What the fuck?
You are like so...
Get in there.
No,
I'm telling you, go in there.
Whoa, stop.
Nina, stop.
Well, here's what the deal is right here.
Clearly, emotions have escalated.
No, what
beyond
happened? You know what
rational
happened?
conversation.
That woman there is going to college full
Why don't you come out here, Brandy, and talk to us?
Because she's had it.
I will talk to you.
Okay,
I told
fine.
you that the common area
This is
needs to
going
stay
on,
clean.
going
I don't
on.
give a shit about your room.
I swept this
Go look
whole
at it.
place while you were
Just go
gone.
look
I
at it.
cleaned the toilet while you were
This
This
gone.
is
She
this
deals
is
with
just
all this
common
time.
respect.
I don't even think that that needs to be said. I just think that it
Did you
does in
honestly
this
tell me
case
this is
because
a
you're
mutual
using
respect for one another?
Those are Brandy's dishes
Okay,
in there,
fine.
and
It needs to be cleaned up.
It's been this way.
Mom, I had 4 people over last night, and we cooked a huge meal, and we didn't have enough plates to eat it all. So I guess
So,
I
what
used
was
And
your
Brand-
thing?
Brandy's dishes were
You
behind
have a
cardboard.
party at night?
Cannot touch.
They were.
Whatever. That's what your respect is for her. Whatever.
No, it's not for her.
No,
It's just
I
those dishes were like both of ours, and we both used them, and we took them.
I told you to use your own now. I gave you dishes. I gave you dishes. I gave you dishes to use your own. And then you brought your own little bowls and shit.
If I had
I don't understand.
I mean,
Why
I
You
was
went
just
into
borrowing.
my grandma's. You went into my grandma's.
I understand.
Why do you
No,
keep
I
Shit!
didn't.
Yes, you did. You and Michael were there, fucking taking shots of vodka out of my grandma's stuff. That's so disrespectful. Yes, you were. I caught you when I came home.
Not last night.
No, but you have.
And then we stopped. I haven't touched that since.
I've asked you 3 times. 3.
Yeah, I think.
And this is common.
Well, you say it's common. I know that Clarice and Brandy have lots of conversations about what needs to be cleaned up when. A lot of times I pick Clarice up from work and she says, I left the dishes. I know Brandy will be upset, but I didn't have time to do them, you know?
But she's off all day long. She's not going to college.
She was.
But she hasn't been.
No, last semester, she had,
Regardless, Brandy goes to school and to work, and she still cleans the
She
place.
doesn't work as much as I do. I don't go to school as much as she does.
She
I
works
think that we
very-
both have
And
similar
so Brandy
schedules.
cleans the apartment, but you don't have to.
I do clean.
Wow.
I clean up after me. There's been times where I've seen her doing a big cleaning project and I offer to
Okay.
help, but I don't set aside time in my schedule to like bleach the bathtubs.
Grow
No.
up and take some responsibility is what people have to do here.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, and that does not involve Brandy. She's very responsible. She's trying to get along. She says, hey,
I know.
just pick up after yourself.
And I do. This is from a
Yeah, it
party
looks like
Okay,
that.
see,
last night.
that's excuses. Now I could say the same thing.
If
Well, you
I
know,
entertained people in my home and made a meal and went to
And we stay
bed,
up till 4 a.m.
then
and I'm drunk. I don't want to have to clean
Wow,
up
this is
every
better and
day.
better.
that'll hold up in a
That's
cold while too. I tell you. But
That's
anyway, I was drunk. I didn't know any better.
I mean, you guys
This is
drink.
her
Don't
fault.
pretend like you
We
never
drink.
played down.
Absolutely we
You
drink.
do, and when you're
Yeah,
tired,
yeah.
you want to go
Well,
to
she's
sleep.
moving up.
But
You
it
don't wanna
happens
stand up.
over and over and over again.
This isn't everyday behavior.
Really?
It's so ironic because every time I keep the house
Because
clean,
Kevin
and then when
wants
you
it
come
to.
home, it just looks like
Enough with the
shit.
party, the smoking, the throwing the butts out on the
Okay,
end,
Clarice,
all this
can
bullshit.
I just say,
You know
Clarice did not
We're so
smoke
far. Oh,
from
shut
August
up.
until November. You smoked. Your friends smoked. Every time I came here, you were out on that back porch with your friends, so don't say that it was Clarice.
You wanna
No.
step in, you wanna step in?
Yeah,
Because
go
those
ahead.
were your friends,
Yeah,
those
my
were your
did
friends,
post it,
and
but it's the first
guess who
party,
talked to
but they
me?
don't do that
guess who
anymore.
talked to me about it? Kevin.
Good.
This is
Okay.
like talking
Because
about the
she
kids.
doesn't
They
want
don't
to take
want
any
to take
responsibility.
responsibility.
You know what she did when we first moved here? The second week that we lived here, she threw a party and she pissed off Kevin.
And then I
Okay.
never
And
did
she
it
went on
again.
vacation and she left the whole place a fucking pigsty.
Well, that was unexcusable.
And not only that,
This is how it's
here's
been.
the other
No,
part.
it's
This is
not.
the part,
This is how
let's
it's been.
No, it's
put all
not.
that aside for a second. She's bringing underage kids here,
To
and they're
drink.
drinking, smoking.
That's
Oh,
wrong.
Shush, shush,
How do you
because
guys know they're underage?
I know.
This one right here, you just had a
And
party
this
last
is what I'm
night, she
getting
was here,
at.
she's
Now,
20.
when they come to bust us for a party, she's gonna get in trouble, even though she's not here because she's not on the lease. Now, you tell me, where's the responsibility in that?
This is the second group that I've had over.
Look at
the
you,
whole
you're
time
just
I've
full of
lived here.
bullshit.
No,
I'm
not.
simply asking,
You don't need
yes.
to yell, and you don't
You-
need to be disrespectful.
really? You
Yes.
want disrespect? You don't want to fuck with me,
She's
lady.
saying-
I'm talking
She said,
about
don't
this
No.
conversation.
This conversation will be over in about
then-
2
then
seconds.
it's
I'll
over
go down.
now. It's
Really?
over
And then
now.
you can get your shit because I'll pay
No.
for the whole fucking thing for Brandy. That's too bad.
She's not moving out.
Oh, really?
She's
Well,
on
we can
the
get her
lease.
evicted. Doesn't matter. She's on a
Right.
lease.
Yeah,
You know what the lease
then
says?
Go ahead and try
Nothing.
to get me evicted. You can do whatever you want.
Go-
Hey,
go
you don't
start
think
that
that's been done already? Kevin was this close from evicting you guys right away until Brandy came
Okay.
back and talked to him and
It's been
said,
6
we will
months
train.
since they moved in. They, you know, I have to believe when Clarice says that she doesn't bring guests here every night. She doesn't have parties every night. She's barely here, you know, and
The
so.
stuff just magically appears. Well, see, this is the problem I have is it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. It comes down respect and accountability.
Yes.
This is not accountability. You're making excuses for her, and that's
I
fine. That's the
just
way you
said
want to
that
raise your
was-
child. That's totally fine. Okay,
She's an adult.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So is Brandy, but she's my stepdaughter, and she always will be.
So let her act like an adult.
She does.
She
That-
has.
and you know what?
Okay.
You can't reason. You have an adult that reason with a kid. Doesn't work.
Okay.
It doesn't work. Because the kid thinks, oh, but
I
it's
mean,
not my
for the
fault.
rest
I
of
had a
this
big party and I was
conversation,
drunk.
Brandy was in the other room, and all I want to do is talk to Brandy, and I'm forced to talk with all of you guys
But
who
the
are screaming
whole
in my
point
face.
is, this is why. This has been done. She says, I've talked to, she's come over and talked to us. We
I
said,
talked
well,
about
talk
having
to
a cleaning
her.
schedule with you and you said, what did you say?
I said, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay,
Because I can clean
What's
up
wrong?
after myself.
and
Oh,
it's
you
well
said,
worth
no,
it.
I'm not good with schedules. That's what you told me. And then I
Okay.
asked
Where's
you to
the
clean
accountability?
the
Instead
mold
of her
with
saying,
me,
you know,
and
you're
said,
right,
no,
I should
don't
do
feel
more.
like doing it.
I'm not doing
I was
more.
bleaching the
It's
floor
all
at
about-
They need to
that
have
time.
probably
I was
a
helping
written
you.
agreement
I
about
know. Yeah, it was.
cleaning schedules,
You know.
visitors.
That's what she tried to
noise.
do, and Clarice said, no, I'm not good with schedules.
I don't.
I said
She's
a written,
tried these
I said a
things.
written agreement so that they both understand exactly what's expected.
But
Are
then,
you shitting
but
me?
then what happens when the written agreement is broken? Then Clarice
Then
says,
you-
well, I didn't have time though.
Come up with consequences,
And what would the consequences
financial
be?
consequences.
Fine.
No, no.
You paid Brandy's rent for the next 2 months.
No, it's
For
not.
dealing with all this, this is absolutely ridiculous. She spent more time here cleaning than studying. She comes over to our house to study.
Because you can't study here because it's a sty. And we've been here. We've been here and seen
And
it.
I said, Brandy, we've been told her twice, several times, maybe you're making too much out of it.
Okay,
Playing the devil's advocate. I said, okay, let's go over there. Well, holy shit, yeah, you're right, okay. It's not, it doesn't have to be spotless, but
clearly you're unhappy here. I
Yeah.
think you should look for somebody, to sublet for you. I think you should move out.
Yeah.
I think that's because,
really?
yes, I do.
Well, I don't know if Kevin's gonna want her here anymore, so.
That's the
I
whole
think
point.
it's-
I'm
Well,
trying to be honest with you.
She's done all this to them too, and that's what I feel.
What have I
horrible
done?
about.
I haven't
She
done
had 2
shit to
people
them.
over here. How- you
No, I
know-
had 4 people over here.
Okay, well, I don't know what the noise level was. I don't know if you
I
got
talked to
complaints.
Scott yesterday, who lived right above, and I was like, let me know if anything, like, any noise bothers you. It never bothered you, have I? He said, no, you're totally fine. Like, have I ever bothered you? And I was like, no.
Well, we talked to the next door neighbor too, and she didn't have a problem.
Yeah, that was,
She did not say
She
that.
didn't have a problem at all.
We said
I
let us
mean,
know
you
if we're
know,
too loud. She
we
didn't say
found this
shit.
apartment, you know, we, initiated the
Oh
process.
shit, that's how you work? Wow, cool. Finder's fee, I guess we owe you. You know what? I
You
really don't
are-
care.
Just gonna say you're obnoxious, and I would
Well,
really
you know
appreciate
why?
it if
Because
you
I don't
were quiet.
kowtow this bullshit psychological crap that everybody. That's why this country's in the crapper. Because it's time out. Let's all be friends. We all get together. It's right and wrong. This has nothing to do with
You are
two
trying
women.
to intervene in your daughter's ability to have a conversation with her roommate.
But
I've
you,
talked to her. I have talked to
you?
her.
I
numerous
know.
Are you in my
times.
head?
Brandy.
Yes, I
She's
have.
come over crying
Yes, I have.
because she's out of.
Because you know why?
she-
Because I was
is
stressed out
trying
because
so
I
hard
didn't
to
want to
make
take
it
your
work.
shit anymore.
Now,
That's why I didn't call
I'm
back.
asking you. You don't
Well,
check
And when I
that
called you
again.
on vacation,
What
what
would
did
you
you
do
do? What did
if
you do when
she
I called you on
tried-
vacation when Kevin
Your
came
daughter
up
came and said,
and
I'm
yelled at
trying
me?
to reason
You
with Brandy.
ignored my comments.
She
You
has.
ignored my
But
text
reason-
messages.
I've heard
You ignored
earfuls
me
about
calling
Brandy's
you.
behavior.
I didn't
Brandy
ignore
is
you. I probably still had
obsessive
my
compulsive
phone, but
neat.
like I was gone for 2
Okay,
days.
my daughter is not.
We had plenty of
Obviously,
time
those two
to be
personalities
You want to
clash.
obsessive compulsive? That's what I am.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
I know
You
that,
could've
but I
put-
don't
This is
push
a
it on
common
people.
area.
That's me.
Well,
In my
Brandy
home, that's
pushes
what
it on
no, she
Clarice.
doesn't.
Clarice
If they're
will leave
sharing.
for work, and there'll be dishes drying in the sink or on the rack, and Clarice comes
Yeah,
home,
that's
and
what
all
I
those
planned.
dishes are on the floor in her room. And that's what Brandy has been doing since
Right.
they moved in.
They were dirty. They were dirty.
Okay, but
and I
most
put them
normal
there.
people don't freak out about 3 or 4 dishes in the sink.
Is that 3 or 4 dishes?
No,
No,
this
that
is
was
this
from
is
a
an
party.
exception. I'm
No, it's
talking
not
about,
an exception
because
because I've
she
been here
is.
many times when it's not.
Have you been here when it's
like
been a
this.
pigsty?
I don't make a
No.
habit of
You haven't
stopping
been
into my
here.
daughter's house to check up on how clean it is.
Well,
I'm
sure, you
saying-
should
I
be
know,
surprised.
but
I
all
have my
I'm
mom
saying
come over
is
and
don't
have
say that
coffee
it's
with
an
me. This is
exception because
embarrassing.
it's not.
Okay.
This is embarrassing.
It is
I
embarrassing,
shouldn't have to
but you
feel
know
this
what?
way when
You
my
didn't-
friends
you
and
didn't
my
tell me
family
last
come
night that
over.
you were coming home. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had people over. It would have been clean.
Here's the point, Clarice.
And
You have to
I have to say,
just a second,
Clarice,
you
you
can
need to be
have-
ready to go. We have an appointment.
You know, I figured that. That's why you pulled that one.
Will you
But
stop
you know what,
it?
Clarice?
You're rude and obnoxious.
I know I'm a bastard.
Yes,
but
you
you know
are.
what?
Yes, you are.
Brady doesn't care that you have people over. That's not the
What
point.
about when Brandy has people over?
That's not what
I
we're
clean
getting
up
at.
after myself
You see?
right away
Do
when
you
I have
understand?
friends over.
She doesn't care if Clarice has
You
friends
don't know
over.
that. You are not Clarice.
Do you know what I just said? You're too busy flapping your skinny lips. Clarice, I'm saying, Brandy doesn't care if Clarice has friends over. All she asked was to pick up. Okay, that's it.
I asked you to clean up before you have a party. Or after you have a party, clean up before you go to bed. And it wouldn't be this way. It would not be this
I'll call
way.
Kevin on that.
That's not the point of a party. The point of a party is not to have fun with your friends. Be like, oh guys, let's
Yeah,
all
but you
clean
can
up
have
together.
fun and be responsible at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's
You don't have to
That's
watch
what
them.
I'm
You can
cleaning
just
up today.
rinse the dishes off. I do that at home because if it's caked on, or it's caked. I mean, it's there again. You can't teach somebody that doesn't want it. That's fine. Be that it may. If those are your dishes, who gives a shit? But they're Brandy's. That's why she wouldn't let you use them because every time she wanted to go make dinner, they're dirty.
What
I
about
mean,
my
dirty
towels?
crusty.
I let you use my towels and I told you 1 a week. And instead you used all my fucking towels, put them all in your room, and your cat pissed all over my beer wing towels.
Yeah, and then I took them home, or I washed them.
No, you didn't. I did. I washed them.
Because apparently they weren't clean enough for you, and if you told me that I would have washed them again. It's all about you not communicating with me what you need, because
Who leaves beer wing towels on the floor
okay,
for
I
their
don't
cat
have
to
beer
piss on
away.
them?
I'm sorry. It's a laundry pile. It's a pile in my room.
That I let you use. I was nice enough to let you
Yeah.
use it, and then you abused it, and I
then
took it
washed
away.
it, and then I washed it, and I guess it still
No,
smells.
you didn't
like
wash
cat
it.
pee. I
You
did
didn't wash it.
I did wash it.
No, you didn't. I took them from your fucking room, and I got angry. I took them from your room, and I washed them myself. I washed them over at my mom's house. I was so angry. Those are my things that I'm trying to keep nice.
And I agree. There are
Okay, well,
boundaries
that's why I
that have
don't
been
use your
crossed
towels
about
anymore.
sharing. Clarice needs to be better at that.
And your timetable to clean them is not your timetable, it's Brandy's. If Brandy borrows something from you, she gives it back timely manner and takes care of it. That's what I'm talking about, respect and getting along. You think of others before yourself. I don't have time. Well, you know what? You gotta make time because eventually things fester. This is what happens. And that's so important. The problem is that's what's wrong with the world. Nobody doesn't respect their opinions, their thoughts, anything. It's, you think my way or screw it. People don't want to get